Some of the names have been altered or edited out to protect the identities of those involved.
We're live recording. Who's doing the intro?
All right, everybody. Hopefully you got your dollar bills out, down, and ready to go. We are getting it going once again back here at the Tip Rail. Hell yes, that's right. It's a podcast about nude women, about odd shitting stories. Who the hell knows? You can thank our great friend over here sitting across from me, Mr. Poops him out the window himself. It's fucking Dave.
Yeah, I'm still not going to be ashamed of that, but hello.
Hey, no worries. All right, it's just fresh on my mind.
It was fucking fresh out of my ass. So.
Like it was fresh out your ass. And all the way down here at the end of the table, it's our good fucking friend from way back in 62. It is Big Motherfucking John.
Whoop whoop.
Hell to the yes. You're sitting here again.
My bad for interrupting.
It's all
right. So can we officially announce the Tuesday's release?
Yeah, I think these are coming out at you every single Tuesday. Hopefully hitting your fucking ear holes each and every week. We're going to try and, keep it on a weekly basis, and if you like what we're doing, give us a fucking rating and a review wherever the fuck you listen to these at. Hopefully Spotify and maybe other podcasty places. So,
yeah, find the Facebook page, friend it. If you want, send us some stories you want or topics you want to hear us talk about.
We definitely want to hear from you guys out there as well because, man, we got stories for days, but I'm sure some other people got some wild ones too that we'd like to know about as well. So fuck it.
The Facebook, I would leave more for funny shit, and then if you really want to tell a story, hit up the email.
There you go.
We'll probably check the email more than we'll check the Facebook message account of Facebook.
Yeah, that we ain't looking at Facebook Messenger. Like, what the fuck?
Fast.
I'm not. You ain't hitting my DMs. No.
You got to know that email address.
Sorry.
Hit the email. Let's filter it.
Yeah.
Get some stories or topics because sometimes we need to kickstart a topic that we will bring up some memories.
Who the fuck knows? We all sorts of things. But the point is, you can get a hold of us by the time you're hearing this fucking episode. That's for sure. Goddamn right. Yeah. So. Keeping it going, though, we got the fucking wheel of topics. I'll get a fucking better sound effect for that one day.
But think you should just cut fucking edit, drop that.
That's it.
I mean,
and the winner is.
We could do...
Doesn't matter. Pick one.
22 black.
We landed on a topic, John.
No, sorry.
Give the real
first one.
My bad. Okay, we'll do the BYOB and the different strip club rules and laws and stuff that we know of.
Okay.
From being in the industry.
Yeah. I mean, so let's see. Going through our big old dumb billboard of fucking stuff at the lumberyard, what kind of fucking rules and regulations did we have? Are you going on all the rules or just the fucking alcohol rules?
Just anything that you can remember that you knew about a rule that you worked at the strip club or that the actual government put in place for strip clubs. Like, I don't know if you guys know any of those, but I don't
know the actual laws or anything. Realistically, I know the house rules. I know the house rules. That's Dave. What's some house rules? Give me one.
Well, if we're gonna go by the BYOB, it was cans, not bottles, and no hard liquor.
Well, in my time, we didn't care about bottles.
Yeah, bottles were fine.
Yeah,
bottles were fine.
We had all the.
Oh no, we had that one
openers.
incident where the guy got his head crushed. Yeah, so I just thought. But yeah, so there's no bottled liquor or no liquor. Period.
No hard liquor.
Yep.
Though I'm pretty sure there was times
we allowed wine
sneaking in.
Hey, whatever. Like I was told growing up in the strip club industry, whatever's in the person's car is in their car.
Yeah,
we can only govern so much.
No, I'm pretty sure I was bringing stuff in.
Well, I mean,
I was tipping though. So.
Well, yeah, you were tipping. You weren't being a fool. You weren't sitting there like throwing it back and fucking everybody's face.
Regulars that tipped got special treatment.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
You take care of the fucking house, and the house will take care of you. It's fucking common sense.
Yeah.
You want good service, you have to be a good customer.
I used to, work in the door. Well, goddamn, work in the door, having to like do the filtering and all that shit. Like other house rules, shit like, we had to.
Sorry, that was my dog.
We edit that part out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Doing like other house rules besides the BYOB shit. We got the fucking no like gang colors. Like we couldn't get
solid colors.
We couldn't get like 4 or 5 motherfuckers all wearing red completely head to toe. That kind of shit. That's just tends to rub individuals the wrong way in that area. And you know, our boss was very. I was gonna say we're in the middle of Iowa, and we, you know, the pastry chef was probably a bit, you know, and the owners, I would assume, too. Like whoever makes the decisions, there's a bit of. You know,
well, yeah, the pastry chef was definitely a racist. I mean, definitely leaned one way, if you will.
Right. You know, I got yelled at a lot of times about the music I played from him about certain things, and it's like, dude, it's
some of the music was coming down from.
It's fucking ludicrous. It's pop music. Like, what the?
The only thing, honestly, being a juggalo, the only thing I cared about is you couldn't play ICP or a lot of Tech Nine songs and shit like that. Scream core, Scream, whatever that.
You think about the broad audience of people that came into there, and they don't want to hear that. Yeah. You know, like I got it. Like I'm a juggalo. Yeah. I want to hear that. That's what I listen to. I'm thankful that I don't have to listen to the fucking pop radio ludicrous shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the ludicrous stuff is good too. So, I mean, but it's like, I got yelled at about very racist things at, you know, 1 a.m. in the morning. It's like, I don't understand like the reality of that, but okay, guy, like I'll stop doing what you say I'm doing.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not going to repeat it, obviously, but it's like, good God, dude, like, why are you that fucking crazy about it? He was way more, you know, like, but it wasn't just like, you know, gang activity. It was like the fucking, the biker dudes, like the fucking biker vests and shit like that. We called it colors, I think is what it was. Like those dudes couldn't come in with wearing that shit either. So it wasn't just like, you know,
like if it was one guy who came in, you know, and you had that on, okay, whatever. Right. But if it's like 10 of them and they're coming up, it's like,
a whole club.
Man. Yeah.
Whole club. A lot of those people have probably killed somebody. You know what I mean? Like, and they, you know, I don't know. I don't know nothing about their vests, their badges, or any of that like symbol.
The only thing I know is from Sons of Anarchy, and I'm guaranteeing that's wrong.
Absolutely.
Or it leans on a bit of truth, but it's probably all make believe because it's Hollywood. Yeah. But.
So so gang colors and color, whatever, all that shit. You know, fucking we like a lot of times I'd tell people if they had like dirty clothes, like
you couldn't come in with a whole bunch of fucking ripped up jeans. Like if you were a guy, if you were a girl and you were wearing tight pants and they were ripped up.
That's probably a stylized thing. We're talking about like a guy that just got out of a grease
cornfield or fucking or he's wearing his mechanic
dusty,
uniform.
He's like literally dusty, like you know, like from you know being out in the fields and shit like that, or like
makes sense.
You know, a lot of times I'd tell like if I didn't know the dude, you know, like because we had some regulars that came in some like tracksuit sweatpants, but sweatpants. I'd tell motherfuckers like, hey, dude, go change. Yeah, like, come the fuck on.
But like
that's weird to the girls. They don't like that shit.
Yeah, right. But going back towards like the BYOB and like the state law of it, in Iowa at least, if you were a topless bar, you could have a full bar that had hard liquor, beer, whatever. And then if you wanted full nude, which was the lumberyard, it was BYOB, which was bring your own beer. Was the way I was. Some people say bring your own booze. Some people say bring your own whatever. But
bring your own beverage.
Yeah, bring your own beverage. But yeah, so that was like the law aspect of it. Another one was like you weren't allowed to expand in any way. Like they had to go to court over trying to expand the parking lot. Like the guy that owned the lot was the guy who owned the mini storage place that's right there. And like they went to him and he was like, yeah, we'll sell you the shit. No problem. The state said no. And like, but then at the same time we were getting in trouble because people were parking up on the road or parking up on that side street and causing shit coming in.
Good God.
And they still wouldn't fucking let us. Cause I mean, that parking lot was stupid small when I first got there. I was like, holy fuck. How is this place this busy? And this parking lot fills up by like fucking 10:30, 11 o'clock with just the employees alone. Because if you like at the time when I first started there, it was 40 girls a night on the weekends. You got 10 bouncers, you got two door girls, 3 door girls, and then 2 managers. You know, that's fucking 55 cars almost in the fucking parking lot.
Right.
You know, like granted, you got the girls who get dropped off and taxi in or fucking
still,
whatever.
Though,
but
it
still.
doesn't matter. A lot of them drove themselves.
Yeah,
you know?
But it was fucking
out of the 40.
There's
at least 20 to fucking 30 that drove themselves for the most part. Right. You know, some carpooled, I guess, but
then other house rules were like obviously no penetration by anybody on the floor.
Yeah.
Granted, that's different for other situations. But
again, you know, the DJ booth,
employee conduct was different. Employee customer conduct is different. So you couldn't fuck customers, I guess, on the floor.
Yeah,
basically.
And you shouldn't have fucked anyone else in the club as well. But some people like their cucumbers pickled. So
yeah, right.
The no penetration was always, man, dude. There were situations where it's like, what do you actually want from me? Like we had this one kid that had just turned 21. I remember. He ended up getting drug into the women's restroom with a fucking, I don't know, older lady of some sorts, and presumably fucking her in the bathroom, right? We catch that they are in the bathroom together, and we kick him out the front door. I break his wristband and get him out the fucking front door, right? Well, the pastry chef comes fucking back around, and he's all like, "No, man, it's his fucking birthday," and just like gets him back in the club. And I'm just kind of like, why did we just subvert that rule all of a sudden? Like you're not supposed to do that in the club.
Every rule is flexible in life.
That's what I'm saying.
Who you are in life, we've all learned as being fucking 40-something-year-olds that yes, there's laws, there's rules, but you can bend them to the point of breaking and then still go. Because there's people out there that break every law known to man, and they get away with it. So
I get it that
we're just a lonely old strip club.
The pastry chef might have been on the soft side of that kid's story, basically.
Pastry chef was a frat boy. Fucking.
That's what I'm saying. He vicariously lived through that kid.
Yeah.
That kid's fucking story was something he was like, that's fucking awesome. I'm glad that happened. And then let him back in, you know what I mean? Because it stoked his little ego or whatever the fuck, So
yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have a lot of stories.
I'd like to psychoanalyze that fucking gentleman,
right?
Anyway,
a lot of stories I'm sure about bachelor groups and things happening between the members of the bachelor group in there. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just yeah, it was weird. That was a weird situation.
Yeah.
So no penetration unless we say it's okay.
And no male nudity unless it's on male amateur night.
Yep. That's
so
it. Keep
you couldn't. If you were a guy and you wanted to get the courage to jump up on the stage and pull your shit out, you were probably getting drug out.
Oh yeah. Nobody asked to see that that night. No. Male amateur night. The people that are there for that night know that they're going to see dick and they're okay with that. Now, when they got put in the shower. And someone would rip their fucking underwear off almost cleanly, and their pants they took their belt off and everything like that. And this kid's wearing too fucking big, and it just pants drop, underwear.
That's different.
Rip.
Yeah,
he couldn't help that.
Yeah,
But then that's a funny story for all his friends to fucking
Yeah, you pulled your dick out at the strip. Your dick got shown at the strip club. In front of hundreds. Yeah.
That's what it I'd be so mad if I was to go to the club and that happened to me. Somebody were to pay for my fucking shower sacrifice. Fucking.
I went with.
Yeah.
Or trying to think of a nickname.
Diamond.
What do you call somebody who's always late?
Mormon.
Plan B.
Mr. Tardy? I don't know.
Yeah, sure, Mr. Tardy, that works.
All right. So yeah, when I one of my birthdays, I went to the strip club with Mr. Tardy, and this was before I started working in the strip clubs. And he was and at Duke's, their strip club, their shower area is way better than the Lumberyards. It's down on the lower level, back in a corner. And so you have all this people who can come up and stand above you. So kind of like you would be in the DJ booth at the Lumberyard staring down at the person, right. But they're a little bit closer. And then they had areas where you could walk up and sit. There's just no seating. So you just walk up, throw money, get out, fucking. It was a really cool little corner of the strip club. But yeah, he was like, I just paid for you to go in there. And I'm like, you're not getting me in there. And he was like, yeah, they'll drag you. They dragged some other dude in there earlier. And I was like, I'm not that other dude. You're not, you better go get your money back because it's not happening. And he's like, no, I did. And then he had tipped the DJ to start calling it. And then it was just, hey, it's your birthday, and they fucking did a little happy birthday thing. It wasn't he tipped the DJ to start pretending I was going to go into the shower. And then nothing happened. But,
that's funny.
It's you're not.
Say, was that when the pastry chef was DJing?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because Mr. Tardy lived at a rental property of the pastry chef.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
So, Just to tie everything back to Rock Island, you know.
Yep, it all started in Rock Island, bro.
That's where it was, bro. You know,
Rocktown brings it all the way around, man.
Oh yeah. Damn, that was smooth.
Just kind of tumbles, it seems.
Yeah. It does for sure. Okay, how did we get to the
BYOB,
the
showers and rules?
Yeah, so like pulling your dick out. That's what we got to.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that's absolutely.
So do you guys got a good pulling your dick out story?
I mean, we've talked.
Because I've got one.
I was gonna say we've talked about the jackrabbit lady. I did. I caught a dude. You know how there was the where you could sit and then it had a little. There was like a ability to see through the area where fucking where people were sitting on the balcony from down on like third stage. There was a spot there, or am I remembering something incorrectly? I don't know. I mean, I thought I called a dude. There's a dude that had his dick out in that fucking area. I don't remember if I walked by him on the fucking upper area, but dude had his dick out jerking off in one of them fucking like little alcoves where the fucking ginger dude and Squeak's buddy fucking used to stand all the time. They got plaques put there on the
yeah.
Was there a window that you could fucking see through?
No, that was all
that was all wood.
That was all wooden in.
I don't fucking recall. But like there was a dude in that little area that was jerking it. I must have like fucking walked by him. I don't know. But just like in the middle of like everybody there. You know, you know how that fucking motion you can see somebody from behind doing their fucking business.
I don't think I told mine yet, maybe. But at center stage at Duke's. Because Duke's has the same type of the railing system as the balcony at the lumberyard, where it's a railing and then you got glass. They have that same thing that runs in part of their club, and you're looking down onto their second stage area. And there's a wide open area. You got second stage, wide open area, and the pastry chef noticed a guy at center stage, fucking doing the whole like this, and he's in a full fucking snowsuit. This is like December, fucking January. And he's a trucker from across the street because there's a Flying J right across the street. And so he comes down. I'm working the fucking private dance area. And this is like a Saturday early evening before night shift. And he's like, come on. Doesn't tell me anything. We go over and we're standing above him looking through the glass. So almost like you'd be at the balcony looking down on third stage through the glass and you just see him fucking going at it like... just hammering on his dick right there. And he fucking cues the mic on because it's a wireless mic. And he's like, hey, no. Like, just like a dog. Like, no. And then the guy's not picking it up. So he gets up and Duke's has a very small top stage. Like 10 people sit at this top stage. And like, so he finally gets up on there. And so he can make eye contact with the dude. And he's like, no, like in the middle of the fucking music playing,
mobile fucking spotlight.
Yeah,
to just fucking beam at them so they can just be, oh look, there's a dick.
And then I went over and fucking snatched him up by his snowsuit and fucking let him out the back door because they had a nice little back door at Duke's too.
That's wild.
Yeah, good times.
Always fun. Dave, who pulled their dick out?
Or did you pull your dick out because you were a customer for a while?
No, I never pulled my dick out.
Oh, okay.
I was groped a couple times. But it wasn't actually like, I'm pretty sure one bit it. But I don't have a code name for her. We'll say Sunrise. She's also one that like would savagely sweep girls' legs from underneath them on stage.
She did what?
They would do like
sweep the leg, John.
Sweep the leg, right? Drop them onto their back and do pseudo lesbian scenes on stage.
Well, I know who we're talking about. Yeah. Blackout, right?
Yeah, Blackout. Okay. No, you'll go Blackout. So, but I don't dick scenes, man. Realistically, I always say this when people talk to me about like the club, and I'm like, I've seen more dick at the club than you think that you would see dick at a women's strip club. But and a lot of it was Asians, a lot of Thai for some reason, and probably different cultures where they're used to different things and not understanding the rules. And but not one really sticks out to me. There's weird, like the one Asian guy or maybe Hispanic guy that always go with. I never remember her name. Tattoos, pale white. long hair.
That's like fucking 50% of
a cup or less. She'd only go down with him, or he'd only go down with her most of the time, and he'd wear a condom, and she would get him off into the condom.
Yep.
And then every once in a while, he would just leave a fucking...
He would, limp out of the fucking...
And he would lose one down his leg, and there would just be a fucking used condom with fucking jizz in it. Gotcha. He used to drink, the big, natty ice and shit all the time.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay. And then,
I think he still probably goes there.
Oh, probably.
Day shifter.
Fuck.
Day shifter. We used to sell that guy alcohol.
Yeah, sometimes. I remember who you're talking about now.
So...
but yeah, other house rules. Obviously, when I started in the strip club game, you could smoke inside the building still.
Yeah.
And then when I was at Duke's, they changed the law and said that you can't smoke inside buildings anymore. And we spent a fucking entire Sunday. We got there at noon and we're there until they opened at 9. And fucking just cleaning, they wanted us to clean the walls, and we did a deep clean, fucking everything. We went through, they brought in, I don't know if they got it from a uniform company or whatever, but they brought in bags of towels and cleaner and shit like that. And we just sat there and scrubbed the fucking, because it was wooden walls. Oh, yeah. They love their wooden walls, and just every towel was just fucking yellowed. And it was just they were ain't shit we can do, just paint it. So they primed it black.
Yeah, I guess kills all or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was weird transition. Cause even because I wasn't a smoker. So when I would get off work, I would have a change of clothes and I would change in the parking lot, put my clothes in a fucking bag, a Hy-Vee bag, grocery sack, tie it closed, take it home and fucking leave it in my laundry, tied up in a bag. And then when I do laundry, I'd open it up and wash it just because I didn't want my car to smell like cigarettes, even though I smoked blunts. I was just
different. Blunts are different. You know, there's a particular scent that goes along with that.
It's a different profile for sure.
Yeah, and you're not burning tobacco in the fucking blunt anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
what was that weird guy that came and showed us the Belgian blunts down in Rock Island?
Dude, let's just call him the Magus. How about that?
Okay.
Let's not name him. He might appear again. You know. So again, the Magus.
That was the first time I'd ever smoked tobacco with weed. It was weird.
Yeah. It's not. I don't give a fuck.
I've heard a lot of people.
It's not. It was so impressive to him that he did that.
Well, he had just came back from wherever.
Yeah, and it's dude, just way to flaunt. Good for you, but you have issues, and you should probably see therapy, sir.
Shit.
I do love you. I appreciate you introducing me to LSD, sir. But fuck, man, you're crazy.
Yeah.
He's still around. I don't know. He's out in the West Coast area, and there's so
gotcha,
good stuff. But so he fucking tobacco, smoking indoors has a serious effect on your clothes. You are not fucking lying at all. Again, to tie things back to Rock Island, because we always do, when I was working with you at Hot Topic, we had a lady that had gotten a costume, bought a dressed thing, whatever, wore it with the tags to some fucking event that had obviously had people smoking at it, and then tried to return it to us afterwards, and it stunk like cigarettes. And I was like, "There's you wore this, I can't give you money back for that." And then I had to get the hot chick, and she took care of it from there. But I mean, dude, totally. I never realized myself as a smoker so many fucking years how bad cigarettes fucking smell. I had no clue. I just had been smoking them for so long that it was just a natural, whatever that scent is, killed my nostrils, so.
Same thing. I know persons that their fingers and their lips would turn yellow because they were chain fucking smokers.
Yeah. Or if you had to,
and they weren't dirty people. The one person she's OCD clean shit.
Yeah.
But her fingers turned because she was just always constantly smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. When I rolled my own tobacco and stuff, when I was really super fucking poor and still smoking, I got nicotine stains on the fucking pinching fingers, I would say, and then the ones that I would hold the fucking cigarette with. It was gross. That shit wouldn't fucking come off my skin for probably, I don't know, half a year. I was I was gross. It was fucking awful. Tobacco is no joke, man. So I can understand cleaning it would fucking suck.
And that place had been open by that time for 7 years. So
backlog.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of the bars in Iowa were very fucking disgusting for quite some time. Some of them are still disgusting.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But yeah, shit. Other house rules.
Along with the same idea, when vaping first started happening, was becoming more popular, we told motherfuckers they couldn't vape inside too. It was like, get the fuck outside with that shit. Nobody wants to see these dumbass clouds that you can fucking,
Yeah, I was working in Chicago at that time, and we'd literally fight people over that because they'd be like, "Well, it's not a cigarette." You're still producing a cloud that nobody fucking wants.
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here. You know, like that's the whole thing. Is like nobody wants to be surrounded by smoke, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like, because I even went to when I was in what was that? Was it Dallas? No.
I don't know. Was it?
No, it was Phoenix.
Phoenix.
When I was in Phoenix, I went to a pot lounge where you're just sitting there smoking pot. You buy from them. They've got everything. You want a blunt, you want fucking a bong. They bring out fresh, clean shit. Fucking,
like a hookah bar, yeah.
Yeah, it was basically like a hookah bar.
When was that?
When I went to Phoenix last.
But like is that recent?
No, I guess it was the first time I went, so that'd have been like 2000.
I didn't know.
Or when did they legalize? They legalized it.
I didn't know. I fucking really don't pay attention to too many laws besides outside of Colorado because I knew
it was short. They weren't too far. Like it was California because it was Colorado, Washington, and then California, and then I think Arizona.
Oh, okay, perfect. I fucking honestly didn't know Arizona was legal. I didn't know that, so that's why.
But it was that same thing. Like even there, I didn't like because it was just a room full of smoke. And like, I can do that with friends and shit, sit around and smoke and everything. But when you've got 50 people doing it, it's a little different than
and everybody's there trying to be a champion. Like, fuck, we gotta take down 10 blunts.
Yeah,
like it's not high school, bro. Like, hang on.
What are you talking about? We smoke every 10 minutes, bro. What you talking?
Every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes, man. But yeah, other house rules like we'll go with the easiest one that a lot of people don't know about is the house fee. Like when the dancers come in, they are self-employed contractors. They pay us to use our facility, basically. They're paying us to use the stage. They're paying us to use the dressing room, the fucking showers, the fucking private dance area. That's, the customer pays $25. That girl keeps $20. We keep $5 for ourselves for whatever reason.
Shit has changed nowadays. But
yeah, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
But basically, a lot of people don't know, like the girls have to pay to work. And some people that just kind of like what? They got to pay to work there? And it's like, well, yeah, they're making money. We make money.
They're renting the office space.
Yeah. Basically.
I was going to say, I remember when Andy was on, he was talking about having to pay to be the fucking bathroom attendant, like it's just like, there's fees associated with shit because you can make money doing it. It's just like anything. Like you have to, you kind of, there's overhead in any business endeavor. You know what I mean? So the cool thing is that I know a little bit about dancer taxes. They have the ability to write off a lot of their makeup and self-care like routines and shit like that, like getting your nails done.
Yeah.
It's like routine maintenance for their appearance on
stage. Well, just like any mechanic,
so,
he can write off his boots, he can write off his work clothes, he can write
expensive.
off.
Yeah.
Fucking face. No. I don't know a good nickname for her. She spent a lot of money on fucking heels.
The fuck was that stupid name she came up with when she was wanting to first start being a dancer? What the fuck was it? It was like Sex Kitten or something dumb like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
She wasn't smart.
We need a whiteboard so I can figure out who we're talking about because some of these I'm just like, what?
Well, you fired her, so you should know her.
I fired a lot of people, dude.
But yeah. But anyways, yes.
And the house fees were different. They would range, like day shift was obviously cheaper to work than Friday night, nighttime shift. And Sundays were cheaper than Mondays and fucking shit like that. Girls could earn house fees or redeem house fees. Like if it's a shitty night or something like that, and we had 3 customers and nobody made any money, sometimes I'd give the girl a free house fee for the next time, but yeah, it was, that's one of the many house rules. And when I was there, we didn't allow girls to claim seats. Like everybody knew where everybody sat type of shit, but there was no like,
there was the princess chair. And
then, but there was no like decorating it like a fucking cubicle,
right?
Like type shit. But when we were there, for the janitor's wife, and I was taking a fucking reminisce tour. There was where used to sit.
Yeah.
In that little corner spot, there was a girl there who had decorated it like a fucking cubicle center, you know, like had her name all in fucking bubbly letters and fucking pictures of her family and shit. And it's like, I don't know if I'd want that, you know, like,
no, but I mean, I get it.
I'm just going in there, get my money and get out. I'm not trying to.
I get it that if you feel the need to make a space your home or whatever, you know, as long as you ain't like complaining when other people use the space, if you're not.
Oh, I'm guaranteed. By the way, this girl had this decorated out. She would, if she showed up, even if she wasn't working, maybe she just left something there and she stopped by to pick it up and somebody was using it. I guarantee, like, boy, like,
no, that's some of the rudest shit I've ever had to do in my life. Was like when a dancer that had a spot. Yeah. You know, because there was some
for sure
in that first room, especially. You know, the front of the dressing room,
the front of the house.
You know, like,
that's what we called them. We called them the front of the house and then the back of the house.
When like a Saturday, some girl that didn't know any better started during day shift or like got hired from amateur night comes in and like she's in one of the not the top tier spot, but like maybe the third or fourth choice.
Yeah, and
then one of those girls that has that spot that I know of comes to the ones counter. I ran upstairs and be like, hey, look, I'm really sorry I have to do this. Just grab their shit, move it to somewhere else. She's like, what? And I was like, you can't, they're the girl that uses this spot. It's it's not her spot, but it is her spot. And she's here now. You have to move, you know, like, what the fuck? I was just like, I don't want to be an asshole, but you know, that's.
But I mean, at the same time, it's like these girls would have trunks under there that they would leave and they would lock up. And so, like, to have your trunk in one area and you're sitting in another area, I get it.
Right.
But there's like, be fucking professional about it, women, you know? Like,
and
come on. Like, you don't have to go up there and rip the girl's head off.
It was just like, she obviously didn't, you know, she didn't know the hierarchy of people that work there. And it's just like, you know, I'm trying to prevent a bigger issue when maybe she comes up here and tells you to move herself and then you don't like that. And I don't know, I've seen some shit. I'm from Rock Island, you know, I've seen some dancers fucking fight each other.
Oh yeah.
So I tried to do my best to like prevent that, mitigate that kind of shit, you know. I wouldn't call it a house rule, but it was just like, I know who pays my bills.
Yeah, but it was unwritten rules.
Yeah, I know there you go. Unwritten rules. Because like, I know who pays my fucking bills and I'm going to make sure she continues to do so, please.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I like that money.
But back to even your taxes things, there's a few girls, like we had the capability with the system, we had the POS system to where we could go in and every time their name was brought up, we could print that out and they'd have a big fucking list at the end of the year of every time they paid and then they could take that in and put it towards their taxes
when they were accurately counted for private dances and
private dance, their house fees, everything.
So
because all that's again a write-off for them.
So that's kind of cool. I like that idea that, you know, even though like I'm sure they're taxed out the ass. And then, you know what? There's actually a penalty if you are an independent contractor and you do not pay a quarterly, like a tax, you know, every quarter, like as you're going along, then you have to pay a penalty at the end of the year when you do file like the actual taxes. It's really weird, but you know.
No, I learned that from the traveling entertainer.
Yeah, it's a thing I ended up learning when I did taxes. I didn't know at the time when I worked at the club, but afterwards, you know, getting training and stuff like that, like to, you know, like all that independent contractor shit's really kind of interesting. There's a lot you can write off so much shit.
So much.
You could write off a fucking vehicle.
Here recently, I was thinking about with the company I work for now, if they weren't going to give us service vehicles, I was going to open up my own LLC and fucking just get my own personal vehicle through the company and then fucking just have it all written off. And I talked to a tax advisor and going down the wrong road from the strip club, but I could write off, get free health insurance, free car, free all this shit. And we do it this way. I save this. If we do it that way, I do that. I mean, I could write off everything from my underwear to fucking boots.
That's somebody's job to figure out that you could do all that shit, right? Yeah. So
crazy
interesting.
Shit. But house rules or even
unwritten rules. What other unwritten rules, since we kind of dabbled in that one? Dave, you got an unwritten rule that you know, can you think of? I don't know. There wasn't really.
Oh yeah, it's not really written anywhere, but no parkour, no jumping from fucking balconies to third stages.
To the customers first.
Yeah, Jesus. That was a fucking interesting event. I can remember. I remember watching it on the cameras more than the event happening in real time because I'm not gonna lie.
I used to have it saved, and then I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, at this like I do recall that Dave was not over at the VIP corner timing VIPs. He was standing next to me talking, and I was talking because I was probably high as fuck on Adderall. So we were doing that, and then that dude fucking leaps from the fucking balcony onto the third stage.
It does like a tuck and roll
and then jumps over over a dancer, back onto over customers sitting at the tip rail, back onto the fucking floor, which is where Dave would have caught him. He would have like basically landed like right in Dave's arms, like if Dave were at the spot he was supposed to be at. But then goes running back up the far stairs, back around the balcony area, and all the way almost to the fucking front door before the carpenter fucking ended up catching him, I think.
Yeah.
You know. But wow, was that fucking an impressive feat. He knew he was not going to stay there because he bolted. He was running. Running and jumping. I bet he got paid from his friends probably.
Yeah, that's what he had said when we got him outside. He was like, my friends paid me to do it, so why not?
Yeah.
Like, you got the balls of fucking steel, bro. There's no way I'd be doing that shit.
Yeah. We weren't mad, I don't think. It was more of a fucking like, how did that fucking happen? And we didn't catch the guy inside sooner kind of thing was the question. We weren't really mad about it, I don't think, but it was a weird fucking it was a weird moment.
Yeah.
So don't jump off the balcony onto the stage. If you're gonna get on the stage, don't do it that way. Oh man. I would like I'd love it when the fucking customers were so fucking drunk they would just kind of like stumble and walk onto the stage.
Yeah,
it's just like, what the fuck is you?
I was looking for my seat.
What are you thinking, man? They walk on top stage down to second and then off of second into over by the shower area. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, you can't do that. Like, fuck.
Or before they put that fucking gate up to go to the third stage, guys would just walk out onto the fucking third stage.
Yeah, because they thought they were walking down the stairs to fucking go, down to the third stage tipping area, like the seating. Shit's insane, man. Yeah. Drunk people are fucking wild, aren't they?
Yeah, man.
New topic coming your way. I don't have to be the only one writing down topics, guys. Jeez.
I try to tell Dave, I'm like, what are we talking about before we get here? And then nobody knows. Nobody says anything. So you're the only one that's organized enough to have a fucking list that we can at least peep off of.
Can I get that in writing that I'm organized?
Yeah.
My brain space is full at times.
Okay. Do you remember when I had to give fucking I'll tell a little anecdote. So for Big John, he was trying to apply for a fucking job at one point in time, and he gave them my phone number as a former manager for him as at the company that we both worked at. So I was familiar with his job, or kind of. He was a service tech out in the field. I did work in the shop. But anyway, the point is that like I had no fucking idea how to describe you as a worker. Like,
well, you didn't want to go with the whole squinched up wiener.
I gotta fucking do this. Like, and then this motherfucker, right? Like, I'm talking to him in the lunch break area of the place I'm working for at the time, and then like he finds out who I work for, and he's also a recruiter for them. And I was just like, oh my fucking god. Because like I was like, like just bullshitting my way through this. Like, John was a great worker. He had a vast amount of skills he's great with mechanics and stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, I have no fucking idea like what John's got on his resume. To be honest, man, it's just like I'm just winging it, right? So, yeah, I'll do shit for my homies. I'll take one.
I got one. So the club that we worked at, the Lumberyard, the owners also own two other clubs. You've heard him mentioned. Duke's, where I also worked at, where I started with this company. But then they also had the Lumberyard 2 in Cedar Rapids. And it was just like, they're almost, if you look at them floor plans, they're almost identical, because Duke's has a really small top stage, and then it does the teardrop, kind of like the Lumberyard.
Right.
Lumberyard has a huge top stage, and then smaller second stage, and then a huge third stage. Lumberyard 2 has a massive top stage, and then just a little bit tinier of a second stage down below it, and then they have a third stage that's off in the corner. But yeah, it's just weird how they didn't grow. Like the only thing cool about the Lumberyard 2 was the front entranceway. It looked like a modern building. It was all glass front. Fucking huge ass fucking just huge square glasses. That was the cool thing about it. And they had like a upper balcony area where you actually had seats that you could look down over the whole thing. But most of the times those weren't open. Those were kept open for special people.
Right, yeah.
Because they didn't have traditional VIP corners like they did at the Lumberyard.
Yeah.
I never got to go inside Lumberyard 2, but I had driven there quite a few times when I was dating.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
I don't think I've been to Lumberyard 2.
No?
I've been to Duke's, obviously, because that was the first strip club I had, gone to. But yeah, I don't think I ever went to Lumberyard 2. I don't want to go to strip clubs. I worked at one. I don't need to see anything else. It was good enough.
Which I've only went to Lumberyard 2 twice, and the first time was we went the night before we fired everybody.
Oh shit!
And I walked in and nobody knew who the fuck I was. They knew who I was.
Right.
I guess whatever. Fuck yeah.
The
original Ginger, because he was the original Ginger. He was like, they knew him, so he sent me in by myself, and he just stayed out in his Cadillac. And I went in and I fucking sat at the center stage and fucking slapped ones down, and like nobody would come up to me. I couldn't figure out why. One of the girls from fucking Duke's was up at the top and knew what we were doing, so she told the DJ, and the DJ told all the girls that we were there like scouting to fire people.
Right.
So by the second girl on stage, nobody touched me anymore. I was like piranha, like I'm slapping as far as you can reach, because this is kind of like Lumberyard's upper stage where it's that drop. So you have a rail, like a real tip rail separating you from the girl. And I'm 6'5". I'm reaching out as far as I can, slapping a one down, making an arrow back to myself.
Right, yeah.
Like $20 out on the stage, like, and the girls would just walk by it, step over it, and go to the next person. Like, and then every time a new girl came up, I'd fucking slap more money. By the time of it, I had $200 and this big ass arrow shaped out. And finally, one of the girls came down and fucking went on stage, and she was like, "What's this?" I'm like, "I've been trying to give money away and nobody wants to take it." She sat there the whole 3 songs, and just for the fucking 3 songs, just me. Didn't give a fuck about anybody else at the stage.
Right, yeah.
Just fucking hooked it up. And I was like, when I went out to, I was like, this girl stays, everybody else needs to be fired and rehired. Good times.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah.
I can understand how that would, like getting ratted out or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there was often times I recall the dancers or people would just kind of be like, "Oh, the owners are here" or something like that.
Yeah.
The owners are sneaking in, or so I could see like maybe that rumor kind of like making people freak out again. You know what I mean? Like, but it was legitimate in your situation. The owners may have came in. I don't fucking know. I saw the one dude that came in and walked through the dressing room and complained about the fucking lights not working above the fucking thing. And okay, cool, great. Yeah, sure. And then he was the same guy that helped dig a bit of the ditch out in the back. And then other than that, I've never met the fucking owners. Like, I don't know who the fuck they are.
When I was working there was 3 owners. One was basically silent, didn't give a fuck until it was tax time. Mm-hmm. He didn't give a shit about what was going on. And the other guy, he used to be super duper hands-on. Like, he designed the Dukes. He built, like, his company built Dukes, like, all that shit. Like, he was super hands-on owner. And then eventually, he got kicked out by the other owners. Like, you can't go to the club anymore. Like, they didn't kick him out of ownership.
Right.
But they were like, you can't go to the club anymore. You're causing too big of a scenes. You're getting drunk. You're bringing your wife in, orgies, shit like that. Like, you're bringing too much attention to it. So he was finally not allowed to come in unless it was to do inspections. Like, but then he'd send his buddies in. Like, and then his buddies were like, well, I'm the friend of the owner. But then he wouldn't tell us. It's like, and then his buddies would go back and give a bad report because we didn't give a fuck. It's like, call us and tell us that you got friends coming in, and we'll give them the fucking VIP treatment.
Absolutely.
You know, like,
we'll take the fuck care of them. Like, sure, but any Joe Blow can fucking say, sorry, exactly right.
Sorry,
but it's just like, come on, dude. Like, if you're trying to set us up to fail, you're doing a good job.
Yeah,
you know, like,
you want us to fucking succeed with your friends. You want them to tell their friends about how fucking cool our club is. Like, fucking make sure they're paying money out. You know, like make sure they're tipping. You know, because like otherwise, you know, I know a lot of people that bought the VIP corner that had a lot of money and then are mad that the girls aren't coming over there. But it's because you guys bought a place to stand and drink your beer. You're not giving the girls money. Like, why would they fucking want to be over there?
They're not going to come up there and talk to you for 40 minutes.
Right. Like, dude, you remember when we tried to implement that shit? Like, you go from third stage to the VIP corner, then to the other VIP corner. And man, those girls were so mad about that shit. But like, that was the service that was
trying to be provided.
Like, yeah, exactly. That's hey, you got we sell it like, hey, you get your own private stage up there. Like, girls can come up there and you tip them, and they dance right in front of you and everything like that. I remember they had so many like people that would just get it, not pay the girls, and it's like, what do you expect, gentlemen? Like,
they have access to this building before you. That space ain't special.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's like you think that it's cool, but it's just a little corner, and you're not giving money. Yeah. So don't be a twat. Yeah.
I charged you $400 for it tonight. Guess what? On Tuesday, I gave it away.
Exactly. We had some kids that won the fucking jackpot at the casino, and they're from Colorado, and we just fucking like them. Here you go. They're throwing stupid money. We don't even give a fuck.
Oh yeah, those fucking ATV guys or whatever.
Yeah, the snowmobile kids. Yeah, man. I love those fucking dudes.
Yeah, those dudes are wild.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be if you're fucking extreme sports snowmobiling. I don't know exactly how to describe that, but like whatever they fucking did was probably very dangerous, I would assume. Yeah.
I mean, those fucking snowmobiles weigh 300 pounds. I mean, and you're flying them through the fucking air.
Yeah,
they'll kill you.
Yeah.
I did. I got to ride a snowmobile once back in Milan, Illinois, in a little cornfield, and it was pretty fucking sweet. I could see how you could flip one of those fuckers pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
You know.
But yeah, back to the three clubs, and each of them had their own like house rules. Like, I think the Lumberyard was the only ones that put it on the building. Nobody else put them on the building, so they could change it whenever they wanted to. You know, like,
I mean, house rules are house rules for a reason. You got some asshole that's giving you some trouble, then it's like we can fucking refuse service to you, and
for any means necessary.
Doesn't matter what it is. We say you got to go.
Yep.
You got to go. Why is that? Well, I can't fucking tell you this, but that dancer up there says that you're an ex-boyfriend and she doesn't want you to be
your cousin or fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh God.
Stepbrother.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there was a fucking, like a cousin situation at one point in time. I did have to remove a fucking dude for a girl. I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Father and son come in.
I'm not going to have him looking at my pussy. I was like, I get it. Like, let's get out of here. Anyway.
Dave turns his head very slowly. Sorry, I had father and son come in, and they knew their daughter worked there, their sister or whatever.
Oh my fucking God.
And they would walk outside when she would go on stage.
Supportive family.
Well, they didn't support, like, they would just went to the strip club, and when she would go on stage, they'd go outside. And then they'd fucking wait to hear the DJ announce the next girl, and then they'd wait and then come back inside. Like, but like you're still watching your daughter walk around in skimpy clothes and fucking yeah, right.
We are in Iowa.
Very true.
For
very true.
Everyone that can't remember that out there. So that's not the same as Arkansas, but you know, it's
people travel.
I mean, yeah, and traditions,
yes.
Family traditions travel too, right?
Yes. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
but yeah, to get to kind of go back to bring it back to Duke's, the original club for the company that owns the Lumberyard. My original interview, like I went when I was 18, fresh out of high school. I knew a guy who worked there who also played on the football team the year ahead of me.
Yeah.
And we all call him Scramble. Kind of goes with his last name. And he was like, no, like I walked in, he's like, no, we're not hiring right now, but we'll take your resume or your application. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. A couple years go by, I get my job at Tuxedos. Year goes by, I get introduced to the guy who owns the security company that Dukes uses. And so he's like, yeah, come in some night, we'll shoot the shit. I'll take your application again because that shit got thrown away. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I go in there, I fill it out, we sit and shoot shit. And he was like, well, I got a birthday party coming up tomorrow. Can you work? And I was like, here? And he's like, no. Your interview is going to be you being my personal security while I go out for my birthday. And this is a small Irish man. And Irish people, they like to drink. Yep. And so
and the smaller they are, the more violent they get.
Yeah. I show up
to that's a stereotype.
I guess, but motherfuckers are scrappy.
I'm not saying they're not scrappy, but no, I get it. It's the luck of the Irish.
Yeah,
I get it.
But so I show up to his house at like 7:00. His woman, he told me to bring a date, so I brought a girl. We all go out to dinner. He pays for everything. A lot of cocaine was snorted.
No way.
Before, during, and after the evening. Not just by me, but by everybody.
Hopefully after dinner, right? Like after dinner.
Like I said, before, during, and after dinner.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I think I'll have another tooth, sir.
Yes. But so finally, like after dinner, he's like, all right, we're going to go out. We're going to meet all my friends. We're going to fucking party. And I was like, all right. And he was like, the only thing is you're going to also be the chauffeur. So like you can't drink anymore. And I was like, all right, no problem, whatever. And he's like, I'll take care of your girl. She can drink on my tab. Don't worry about it. And he's like, I'm gonna pay you at the end of the night, for your time and services. So if it doesn't work out, you still made some money tonight, blah, 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 blah. So after dinner, we go meet at one bar and it's traveling to another bar, going to another bar. And then we finally not end the night, but Rock Island, Illinois closes an hour before. No, sorry, it's the after.
Yeah,
Davenport closes an hour earlier than Rock Island. So we make the trek over to Rock Island. We go to that bar that's in the district. So like our house is here. This was all the way at the other side of where the district ended. It was on the corner. It had the 2-story, the dance floor up top, and more of the hole in the wall bar at the bottom.
Are you talking about Dell's?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Dell's.
Yeah.
So we're there. We're upstairs because he's got a stripper of a wife, and they're up on the dance floor dancing and shit like that. We make our way over to the bar. His girl and my girl go to the bathroom. He tells me to go with them. So I go with them to make sure they're safe. We fucking make our way back. Him and a dude are fucking nose to nose.
Oh, fuck. He sent you away on purpose.
Oh, yeah. I come back and I don't say anything to anybody and I just get right in between them. My back to my potentially new boss and then me in front of the dude.
Yeah.
Who isn't that? Like, he's maybe 5'10". Like, and my boss was like 5'6". So like the dude probably would have kicked his ass potentially.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, and so the dude's just talking shit. Like, what are you going to do, big guy? What are you going to do? I just snatch him by his ear. Like grab his whole fucking ear like your grandma would have done back in the day. And I walk this dude through the fucking dance floor, down the fucking flight of stairs, and then use him to open the door and push him out into the fucking district of Rock Island.
Yeah.
I turn around, I look to the bouncers checking IDs. I was like, he's not allowed back in anymore. I don't fucking work there. Like, I make it back upstairs. The new potential boss is just fucking going like this, fucking clapping over his head. Fucking, he has shots lined up, fucking just get hammered the rest of the night. But like 20 minutes after that had happened, the owner of the bar came walking up to me and tapped me on the shoulder. It was like, hey, you want a job? Like, and I was like, I'm about to get a job. Like,
I'm in an interview right now.
Yeah. Like, he's like, you're in an interview? And I was like, yeah, this is my interview process, is to make sure he doesn't get fucked up tonight. You know, like he can get fucked up, but he's not getting fucked up, you know, like, and yeah, so that's how I got my job at Duke's.
That's fucking entertaining because I mean, I almost guarantee he said. I mean, like obviously, you know, make sure the ladies are all right, but like he almost guarantee he sent you away to be able to go.
Do you remember the girl who I used on my business card? Her ass.
Yes,
that was his girlfriend.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, I also saw him pour a bottle of beer over her head.
Yeah, well, I mean, drunk abusive assholes are drunk abusive assholes, you know.
But yeah. Barefoot. So barefoot coming soon. Yeah. But yeah, just obnoxious dude. But paid really well, paid cash once a week. It was great.
I'm sure that he was great as a boss, or in a sense, but as a boyfriend or husband material or whatever.
No, because he would just get like, I can't remember what it was. He had some family money. It wasn't a lot. He really didn't have to work, so that's why he started the security company. Because he also got paid by Dukes, obviously, to have so he was making money to do it. But then all he did, he taught baseball somewhere. I think Bettendorf or somewhere in Davenport or something. Yeah.
Fuck. Again, to have a little bit of nest egg to sit on. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, that dude was wild.
Yeah,
he was super pissed when I fucking left and went up to Duke's. Went up to the lumberyard. Just super. He was like, fucking, like, you can't do this to me. You're giving me no notice. And I was like, I got no notice. They literally offered me the job. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, all right, go home and pack. Like, talk to them, not me. Like, sorry. Like, hate to do it to you.
Should be happening. But you got to take care of yourself in those kinds of situations. Absolutely, man. Yeah. For sure. So, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a lot of good times at Duke's that I recall.
Yeah.
There was a girl, that was the first place I ever saw a girl put her legs all the way behind her head, both of them, and then just like kind of sit there.
Okay.
And I was just like, I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then she'd undo them and then fucking like use her hips and ass to scoot over to the next person, pull them back in. It's like, huh.
Yeah.
I can see inside you.
That was back when ass implants first started, like very, very first started becoming popular. And there was a girl there that had ass implants. But like, again, they were very new. So just like the boob implants from back in the day, they were very rough.
When they were experimental in the 90s, yeah.
And her ass cheeks turned. Like you'd sit there.
Oh, that actually. Oh.
And it didn't hurt her.
Right.
Like it had not, like it was just the implant turning, but they were shaped. So you could look at her ass and it'd be square. And then you'd look at it and it'd be a different shape because the square turned.
Yeah.
And then she'd put her back up to, so like if you're going down on the second stage at Duke's, there's a wall right there and it's taller than most of the dancers. And so she would scoot her ass up to the wall and then take her hand and fucking flip it so nobody really saw it. And then fucking go back and do her business and shit like that. Yep. But yeah, we called her ass flipper.
Ass flipper. Hell yeah.
We do come up with some interesting nicknames.
Yeah, there's also.
I don't remember her real name. I don't think we called her ass flipper, but that's what I'm calling her.
Well, I mean,
more than likely we did.
In private company, we all had names for most everybody. Yeah, right. There's face hugger.
Yes, I know face hugger.
So there's a lot of.
I got lectured for that too.
Well,
the weird encounters with dancers. I remember I came in once and I laid there. You remember
Yeah.
I do, yes.
She just came up one night and just sat on my lap and like arms around my neck, said something about being her husband, and then she just passed out and she just fell asleep on me. Just fucking was just fucking out, and I'm just like, what the fuck do I do? Wake up.
Like, what can you do, really?
Right?
But face hugger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I almost, when I was getting divorced the first time in my little like wild, running through
being rambunctious,
trying to be rambunctious,
be a whore.
I was trying to have my whore phase, yes, okay, but I brought face hugger to John's house.
Okay. Did that happen?
We had there was an apartment in the fucking west side. You and I lived there for a brief moment, very brief, but not too terribly long after. I think I had already moved out of there, but no, I hadn't. I think I only lived with you for like 2 weeks. Yeah, it was very.
Damn, because I knew you lived with me in Altoona.
Yeah, no, Altoona was when I started at the lumberyard, but then when I bolted from the house after the fucking.
Because I was saying, me and H never lived in an apartment in West Des Moines.
Yeah, you did.
No, maybe it was there.
Maybe it was with W.
Yeah, W.
Me and W moved from Altoona to there.
But
there was a very brief moment. I think by like you had broken up with W at that point, or you were already involved with
H would come over all the time.
There it is.
Like she didn't live there, but she didn't even have like fucking tampons or fucking makeup.
I could have swore that she had stayed there, but I don't. Yeah.
No, because that's why we moved out to her country house.
Okay, all right. Well,
because I didn't want to renew my lease.
I think that H was the one that let me into the house to bring the face hugger to the place.
Oh, so you banged face hugger at my house?
I didn't bang her, but I ate her out. So I mean,
I don't even know who face hugger is. So.
Well, and I mean, I guess I'm the one that really coined that.
I was gonna say the DJ, Jazzy DJ Jazzy, was actively going to town on her.
So was one of the brothers.
Yeah, but I think that was after my experience. Probably. But I mean, like, she just, was like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, I did not give a shit.
Yeah, I just remember just seeing her on stage doing the dollar bill trick, and it was just kind of like how it was almost like the egg from Aliens, or like how the facehugger egg opens up. And it's like that mucus slime, and I just remember seeing the right angle that it just opened up, and it was just like and then she picks up the dollar bill off this guy's face, and I'm pretty sure that it just cheeks and then snaps it up.
Oh, yeah, you could suction cup with it. It was,
I'm just like,
it was interesting.
Face hugger, and I just started drunk off my ass, just screaming about it. Or the brothers, thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Brothers,
and then
there was a set of brothers that Dave kicked it with that were always with him.
Oh yeah. I forgot about those guys.
And, but I started working there, and she said that I remember I was in the DJ booth, and fucking she
10 minutes.
She fucking just came up and was just like, I've heard the nasty shit you said about me, and then just sat on my lip. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I've said it. And then she just laid there on me the whole time, and it was just so awkward.
It's unfortunate that her life outside of the club was just oof.
I'm sure her life was very difficult.
Yeah,
and I she was always nice to me, and it was probably cruel at the time. I was drunk, and it stuck with me. Like, I don't really have a problem with her.
Yeah, it's like, it's not that I'm ever wanted to be mean or anything. It's just the unfortunate terminology that came along with.
I was shit faced.
It's stuck. Unfortunately, there's quite a few nicknames that
I think
we don't really mean anything by it, but it's like an easy way to describe it, and we all know who it is. So
I think she had her moments, but realistically, even out of that, I don't think I had a problem.
She could fucking work that pole. Like, she was fucking.
Damn it! Now I want to know who it is.
You know who it is.
I probably do, but
she used to wear a tube top, but she'd usually leave it around her stomach, mostly because of her post pregnancy.
Okay, who is it?
Oh fuck, I don't remember her real name.
Gotcha. Okay.
If I showed you a picture,
I'd probably.
Of her, but if I did, So, all right.
Okay.
Take that all back out. Anyway, but yeah, that girl worked the shit out of a pole. She was pretty good. I remember she would do fucking a routine to that Too Close song. I don't remember exactly. I'm just too close to love you. Blah, 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 blah,
oh, yeah.
I know I massacred that one, but that's the only way I could do all that.
So who's your guys' favorite pole worker?
I mean, there were some really impressive there were some really impressive ones. Winry comes to mind with Bambi. They did the combo. Bambi, yep. They were fucking pretty awesome. Their routine, it got more intricate as they worked together and progressed. And it was just like, they kept coming up with new shit all the time. Yeah. They were pretty cool. Fuck, Dave, you got somebody you can think of?
As a customer, I'd say H was pretty good. She did a lot of pole work.
Yeah.
That was the other one I was going to be. Oh, go ahead.
I wasn't just going to be disrespectful. She straight up she worked that pole and do some crazy shit. I think of other ones. It all kind of blurs together sometimes.
There was one that came in from out of town that was just like, I can't remember what her name was. Blonde, taller, good sized tits. But yeah, she did the shit you'd see on YouTube, like the crazy, like sticking straight out and fucking the weird spins and yeah. She tried to ask if she could jump from one pole to the other. Yeah, and I was like, that's too far.
No, how the fuck are
she's like, I can do it, and I was like,
what kind of fucking drugs are you on? No,
because you could rock the poles back then before they put them all the way to the ceiling.
Right. Yeah.
So she was like, I could fucking make it. And I was like, no, like,
sure,
yeah.
No. I mean, I believe in you.
No.
I was like, unless you can figure out a way to fucking inflate the floor.
Like, yeah, put a little bouncy mat out, you know. Right. So, like, we don't need.
You got to wear a helmet.
Like, fuck. So H. Fantastic. She would do the thing where like tuck the pole in between the arm pole. And just like basically hold it with her armpit and fucking body and just stay and just plank, you know. That was fucking cool as shit. There's always the girls that would do the whole suicide slide.
Yeah.
You know, where they're at the top, they're facing downward and they like let go of the pole enough and then catch themselves or don't catch themselves.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about those incidences already.
The screeching of the skin.
Yeah, when they grab back onto it.
Make me fucking cringe.
Dude, that's like dancers' legs are fucked up. Like they get beat the fuck
gnarly.
up. You do like
bruises,
scars,
their knees, fucking. Yeah. Especially when we put in that shitty ass fake wood floor.
Yeah.
Like.
And like getting splinters and fucking like, not to mention like people breaking glass in that fucking place.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
we
usually
fucking bottle caps. Like,
dude,
you don't see a bottle cap is flipped over and you don't see it. You fucking put your knee down. That's like worse than a Lego. You know?
Shit,
like,
yeah. That is an absolute pain for sure. Let me hit that again.
Every 10 minutes, people.
Every 10 minutes. Other poll workers?
I mean, there's tons that I've forgotten about over the years, but
there wasn't too many that were really.
No, a lot of them just stayed to the ground. Yeah, did spins around the floor. Maybe would go up a couple grips and come back down, but there wasn't a lot. It was a lost art by the time I left.
I have a couple other ones. She did a lot of pole work, but I mean, I don't think she was great at it. Nice girl.
Yeah.
Close talker.
Yes.
Would get inches away from your face and talk quietly at you in a strip club where there's loud doom, 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 doom.
Is this the same like that I'm thinking of that fucking my like nose went inside of her?
Yeah, your nose went in her asshole. Yep.
Yeah.
The same.
Okay.
Yeah. She did the Buck and Bronco fucking thing on the stage and just like bounce, bounce, bounce. And I think Dave inserted his nose at one point.
I would just fucking did it rough and I wasn't expecting it. And just next thing I know, it's like, oh, okay, I'm inside something.
Yeah.
I've gotten it before. Girls rubbing their crotch in your face in the private dance and they fucking go to slide down and just rub their clit on your nose.
Snail trail.
What are you going to do,
Yeah.
Hey, it's a good time.
I'm a fixture.
It's a good time.
That's why we pay them.
I bet all these people hearing these stories are like, I never got that experience. Well, you ain't fucking cool enough, apparently. Yeah. Send us an email.
You're not cool, man.
Send us an email complaining about it. The tiprailpodcast@gmail.com. Fuck it.
Gotta keep trying. You gotta give out the tips.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's a skill issue at this point. Like, dude, if you ain't getting the fucking...
Actually, it's gonna become an inflation issue here soon.
Well, you know, right? Like, hey, man, we all gotta cut back a little bit. You know, like Jesus. I can only spend $5 today instead of 10, hun. But, dude,
sorry if you come into the strip club with a budget of fucking $10, stay your ass home.
If my budget of $10, that just paying my cover, man.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
we explained how I was in high school. When I got to nowadays, like, dude, I went in there tripping on LSD. All right,
nice.
Just because I had taken some and it was just
I want to do that. I want to go to do fucking mushrooms and go in there.
And so like, it was, but no, I was in the middle of a pretty heavy peak. And I could barely form sentences with people. Like, I just felt so alienated and weird. But, like, I was just giving out money. Like, I was just like, here you go. Dude, I gave the bouncers a bunch of money. I saw my guy Black, your guy Black, and was just, like, trying to have a conversation with him. But I was just so, like, I was on another wavelength. And so it was just kind of, like, confusing. And I felt real fake about things. And I was just like, I'm excited to see you people. But I'm also really introspectively high as fuck, and you can't tell that, so I know that because I used to play the I'm tripping on acid game when I was in high school. Like, I'd go to school on the shit, but I mean, it probably wasn't as good as the stuff I have today. But the point is that like, that was the one drug I was just like, that is too fucking weird to be in here.
I wish it worked on me.
Yeah. But so nowadays it's like give money out. I know how it works. I work there, and so that was the only way I could communicate with everybody. Was just like, here's money, just give it all to me.
Nice.
They had seen me at weird moments, there's the lifers, and then they're all obviously like excited that I'm there and whatnot, but it's just like. I go stand in the DJ booth with Chris, and he just kind of laughs and whatever at me, like.
Speaking of wrapping it up, to wrap it or not to wrap it?
How long you known her?
Yeah.
Or them, just whatever. How long you known them?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just throwing out something. I mean,
okay.
Wordplay here.
Yeah, it all depends on the situation.
Okay.
If I've known the girl long enough and actually interacted with her and can tell what kind of person she is and know, hopefully. But most of the time nowadays, it's full on wrapped the first, every time.
So here's a deep question.
Oh boy, we're getting deep, huh?
I don't know if it's really that deep, but more complicated than say general. And I put some. So like, I'm not one to just fuck, right? So I don't know how you two feel about this, but I'm more demisexual, so I have to build a connection. It's not like I can just, oh shit, this chick's hot, I'm gonna,
Oh yeah, I don't have that problem.
I have that problem.
We know because in the DJ booth in the fucking closet.
There's not a place that doesn't have Big John's cum somewhere near or around or inside
within a 5-foot radius
of any square inch of that fucking building.
I came here. I came there.
It's landmarks.
No, I understand and agree. Like I said, I'm not one to. Well, in my younger day, probably I was a lot more. Actually, that was one thing I was going to ask, but. Anyway,
go for it. I
was a lot more interested in. I was gonna say, what's the most? It's fucking strange idea, but like, what's the most non? Well, no, that's like the most innocent thing that was something that you thought was sexualized, and my thing was like basically I'm just gonna tell it. Here it goes. So like a JCPenney catalog I had, or a Sears catalog with the lingerie section and shit. Like as a kid, like I like starting to become a teenager or whatever. I'd like wanted to get like see sexualized things, so I jerked off to the fucking JCPenney lingerie.
I did that.
Okay. So what is for you guys, if you're not uncomfortable sharing it, what is the most like innocent porno kind of thing that like got you off as a fucking as a younger person?
It has to be criteria that got me off.
Well, I mean, like
because my exposure to porn was at 5.
Man,
so
I'm gonna say like there's some weird shit people jerk off to. You might like the fucking.
So what was the first thing that was innocent?
Mrs. Buttersworth. I mean,
I'm just saying. There's titties.
She got them curves, bro.
There's titties on things, and it's like it's like as a young mind, like having weird horny emotions and shit. It's like what like I don't know. That's where I was like I busted a hell of a nut on a fucking JCPenney catalog. I was just like,
no, I mean I had 2 older sisters and a mom, so we had those same magazines laying around. Or you'd get it starts with a G, Girls Magazine. Get not
like a on the
like
GQ?
No, Glamour magazine. You get some model in the back that has fucking like a swimsuit on.
Oh, okay. Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions. Yeah.
Until I started going to my uncle's garage, and then he had the naked women on toolboxes and cars
and the calendars. And
but
shit
he had them, in the back parts room. And so I would go up there and like if it was towards the end of the month, I'd fucking rip one off and throw it in my pocket and take it home.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, so that's another fucking little funny shit. Okay, so like the calendars with the nude women. My grandpa in the basement had a fucking refrigerator with a beer that had like a scratch off fucking or it was like a scratch off cover on the label of a fucking naked chick on the front of it, or there's like tits. I don't know. I think it was like the first place I ever saw him.
My grandfather had the pen That if you held it this way, she had clothes on. You flipped it over, her clothes came off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I hadn't seen that, but I know I get the idea of it. So
I remember like one of my not blood uncle, yeah, but they had I'm pretty sure they were like these old fucking plaster like turtles.
Mm-hmm.
But when you flip them over, they had genitalia, like they'd have tits and a vagina,
okay.
and then one had fucking big ass dick, and it's like human being. It was supposed to be some fucking weird tchotchke gift.
Speaking of other weird shit that's like a collectible, strange item, my uncle owned a fucking printing press company, right, in like the Chicagoland area, and he would like was an artist, creative. He fucking would give gifts to people. I remember one of them being a T-shirt for my dad, and it was Mickey Mouse fucking Minnie Mouse on a like a screen printed fucking T-shirt, and I just remember my dad having that in a fucking drawer and so like seeing a very very sexualized thing at a very young age, just kind of like, huh, that's weird. Like, but it's like it's always one of those things that like stuck out with me.
Same kind of shirt.
I wasn't like jerking to it by any means, but because I was way too young to even know what.
But I have a ICP shirt where it's Shaggy Two Dope taking an axe and putting it in Mickey's head.
Oh, okay.
And then asked why is that clown killing Mickey?
Yeah.
So not quite the same sexual, but
I
had to explain the shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have a fucking speaking of old dancers, there's a couple that decided to do a Instagram called Classy and Gassy. I don't know if they are still doing it, but point being is they sold fart porn.
Oh, okay.
And so I thought it was just like a fucking hilarious idea. Like, cool, I guess if there were people buying their shit.
There's that girl that sold her bathwater during COVID or whatever.
That the bathwater doesn't make sense to me necessarily, but like
I can understand buying women's used underwear, none of that shit.
No, oh god, they did that at the club all the time too. Like I know my fucking
tons of customers
fucking sold her panties to all sorts of people. She was like, "Hey, hold on, I'll be right back," and then just go change and then just bring the fucking panties back to the dude. I'd watch it fucking happen. I was like, "You are paying my bills."
There's fucking vending machines in fucking other countries.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's China, Japan, or wherever, Philippines or whatever. But yeah, you can go up and buy fucking used women's underwear.
There's girls doing it all the time.
Yeah.
Fucking we had I don't remember if that was her stripper name or anything, but she used to have a regular that fucking would pay her like $300 to fucking lick her feet.
Yeah.
But only at the end of the day, like the shift.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
or like,
can't do that.
Yeah. And the guys who like to get kicked in the balls.
Well, I mean, I never had one dance to do that. That's why I wouldn't flinch. She just kicked me like 14 times on the staircase, and I was like, okay, yeah, there you go. You done? I got no feeling in this shit.
Yeah, I just like where they're sitting there with the fucking stiletto, just fucking grinding on there. And it's like, no, no.
Yeah,
no, dude.
I've had that cut into. I don't think I want to do that again.
I can't remember who it was who introduced it to me. More than likely it was the carpenter, but he showed me a video of a fucking guy getting a rod shoved in the
sounding.
Right in the
sounding.
tip. And I'm like, I've had a catheter before, and that fucking sucked.
The carpenter sent me a fucking picture, like a text picture of a knife inserted into a dick.
Yeah. So
I have a question. It was like, why, dude? Like, why would you?
Why is the carpenter sending out random sounding pictures?
Have you ever met the carpenter?
Who's the carpenter? Okay.
I'm gonna cut that. So
shorter, brunette,
no, I work with them.
Yosemite Sam, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay,
no, he never sent me shit.
No, I mean, like, I don't know why he did it. I don't know. It was just, I think it was his way of fucking with people.
Yeah, I think he probably had some like PTSD that he was just dealing with. So
he's got a lot of issues even to today.
So it was just.
I was gonna say, like, he described a porno scene that like the taboo step family dumb shit that they got. He was like talking about like a real life scenario, I think, and making it sound like it wasn't. I don't know. It was a weird fucking.
So he's got trauma.
Yeah,
he's got trauma. He's processing it by making other people live through it.
Okay, I've done similar things where I tell like outlandish ass stories that to me it's a real fucking deal, but I make it sound like a goddamn joke. Ha 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 ha. Right? Like that's how.
It's all about how you tell it to somebody. If you tell it with a fucking tear in your eye, they're gonna believe it's real.
If you tell it with a fucking sounding pic or a video. Speaking of that, there's another fucking customer that was a regular that would do that with dancers, would show them a fucking sounding video. And there was, again, there's only a couple girls that would dance for the fucking guy because that was his fucking thing. He wanted you to see the thing while he was getting a dance, and it's like, okay, you are very specific, and
probably because it's like that whole I'm asking but not asking. Like I'm safely like, hey,
what is that? In the bondage world, it's CNC, consent, non-consent.
Yeah.
I'm consenting to the fact that I'm not consenting.
Well, there's that, but I mean more of the fact of like, it's like it's safe checking. I mean, you totally wouldn't be into putting a metal rod in my urethra.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm not really looking for that. It's softballing. It's softballing to see if, hey, maybe they're down, and maybe if they're into it, they'll let me pay them to stick rods in my dick.
Holy shit. That's a whole new psychological level I hadn't even put together with that. But yeah, maybe.
That seems more feasible. He's fishing. To find someone who's willing to put up with it. Because his probably ultimate fantasy is to get a fucking stranger to sound him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to each their own.
I have a fantasy about meeting a stranger that nobody seems to ever want to do. So, I mean, I could see why another person would have a different one, like.
All right. So, do we got some advice for the fucking great listeners out there? My advice is that you fucking, shit. I don't got it.
Out of a window?
No. No, not that time.
Mine is take care of the people who are trying to take care of you. This goes back to the tipping aspect. Like, yes, America is the only real country that has tipping everywhere you go. But if they're doing something for you, even if it's a fucking $1, whatever, give them something, like, I don't believe that we should be tipping the people at Subway, but they're making my sandwich, so I give them $1. Like, they're getting paid to fucking do a job.
Their wage should pay them enough to fucking, but we all know that most jobs don't. So tipping is, especially coming from the service industry, we know that fucking
you live off your tips,
dude. That's all I made when I was a DJ. That's tips. All no paycheck, just fucking tips. So.
Yeah, if you want to come in and feel like you're really being treated special and you want to feel like you're the fucking king of the ball,
even if it's your favorite restaurant that you go to, like, and you take care of the fucking wait staff, like the next time you come in they may give you a better seat or like recommend better food that's not on the menu, or fucking not spit in your food to begin with.
When you tip the lady at Abelardo's like $20 one time, she puts up with the fact that you and your hooligan work friends end up coming there and seeing her quite often. Every single fucking Tuesday we went to that goddamn restaurant. Made her put up with my shit. I brought like fucking 6 motherfuckers because I wanted fucking tacos.
Ah, damn, I'm getting their burrito. Fucking burritos.
Yeah. Delicious.
Good times. But yeah. Take care of the people who are taking care of you.
Take care of us too. Like, if I now, like, maybe we'll get a Patreon, give us money.
Right?
Shit, we might release
if you want
merch.
To sponsor this,
we might release merch.
Hear better fucking sound quality.
Yeah. Do we sound like shit? Do you like listening to us ramble on? Buy us new shit. It's that simple. It's fucking available.
Is there sections, a different type of topics you want us to talk about? Therapy? Sexual
shit on your fucking balls while you fucking.
I gotta say, if we do merch, we gotta come out with the stress titty again. That's all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a stress titty.
Well, maybe a nutsack.
Well, whatever. Who knows?
Or a dick squishy that you can put a metal rod in.
Right.
That's for one specific person, maybe two.
No, there's a lot of people out there that fucking like sounding.
I'm sure, but I am
just
not
like
one of them, so I'm gonna avoid that one. But
a whole bunch of other shit.
Fuck, man. Do we got any more advice? Anything else? We advise you to go like us on all the social medias, which is probably at the Tip Rail Podcast, because
we haven't locked them all down yet, but basically that's what we're going for.
It's something like that, we'll see. Maybe next episode you'll find out it's different. Who the fuck knows?
But at least our Facebook right now is the Tip Rail.
Yeah, there you go. Tip Rail, the Tip Rail Podcast at gmail.com. So, send us something. Fuck it. We got outro music coming soon. See you next Tuesday.